Alright guys, for those of you who missed this part of the Predecessor 1.9 dev release stream, we have a brand new offlaner, Bayle the Betrayer, on the way. He's been described as an offlaner, tanky and built to sustain, and he brings something completely new to Predecessor, chain basic attacks. Today we're going to break down his full kit, explain how his abilities interact with his chain attacks, and give you insight into how to build him for both tanky and sustain focused playstyles. Let's start with his basic attacks. So chain basic attacks essentially means that each individual swing in a basic attack deals different amounts of damage. Bayles' chain basic attacks follow a 3-hit pattern: left swing, right swing, and then a forward swing. The first 2 swings deal normal basic attack damage, while the third swing is slower but hits for double damage and has slightly increased range. Each stage in his combo lasts for 3 seconds before the chain resets to the first left swing. Using any ability resets the chain unless you take the Swift Strikes augment, which we will talk about in another video. That augment allows you to skip directly to the heavy third swing under certain conditions. That's what we can say for now. But when I heard this during the dev stream, one item came straight to mind. And while it is not a tanky item, it is a sustain item. Psionic Echo pairs perfectly with this chain because its passive boosts the next 3 basic attacks by 45% attack speed after casting an ability, which lines up with Bayles' 1-1-2 rhythm, and also provides some sustain through its lifesteal. And this may be Bayles' most synergistic item for his offensive capabilities, but trust me, this guy has a lot of synergy with a lot of items. What do you guys think? Write down what you think are the best items for Bayle in the comments. Let's tackle Bayles' passive, Beserk. This activates when Bayles' health drops below 40% and has a 20-second cooldown. Kinda low once you hear what it does. It grants attack speed, movement speed, and tenacity. We don't know how much exactly, but we can see where this is going. Beserk basically works as a second wind, making him more of a threat in those 1v1 duels. The increased CC resistance stacks with the new CC changes in patch 1.9 as well, which we know are a 10 to 20% nerf. The increased attack speed not only allows Bayle to complete his basic attack combo faster, but it also buffs the next ability we're going to talk about. Now, what item comes straight to mind when you hear this passive on paper? For me, there's no question about it. Aegis of Aguar is like the missing puzzle piece for this passive to turn Bayle into a major problem in a straight dogfight, similar to Aurora. I guess Legacy would go well with this as well, but Aegis takes the spot hands down. Moving on to his primary ability, Getsu Gatensho. Oh wait, I mean Cursed Edge. Bayle fires 3 red projectile waves, the first 2 vertical and the last horizontal. The final horizontal wave knocks enemies up, and hitting all 3 waves applies bleed for bonus damage over time. The ability scales with the attack speed, allowing Bayle to fire all 3 waves faster and keep pressure on opponents. Any item that provides both physical power and attack speed synergizes with this ability naturally. But if I were to think of an item that all around was made for this ability, Absolution fits Bayles' identity perfectly, giving him magical armor and tenacity for durability while boosting his attack speed considerably. The physical power isn't anything to gawk at, but it works. Now for Bayles' secondary ability, Dire Howl. First off, this ability paired with his Beserk passive is almost like an item within itself with the enhancements it's going to grant him. Keep that in mind when you see this ability go off. Bayle is very dangerous when he is low on health. Dire Howl deals damage and slows enemies in a small area around him. Bayle then gains a buff that increases physical power and grants Omnivamp for a few seconds, and he also heals for a percentage of damage taken during that window. I can only imagine these abilities will not be on that low of a cooldown because they are powerful when used at the right time. What items are going to enhance Dire Howl? Well, I know this much. If you are up against a Bayle, tainted items are a must. Let's just play ball here. Bayle with the Judgment Crest and Mutilator, it's fair to say he will be close to about 20% Omnivamp with this ability enabled. On top of him healing himself, you heal him if you damage him while he has this ability enabled. Let me know what you think in the comments. I guess we have to see how it plays out when 1.9 goes live. Okay, now Bayles' alternate ability, Aerial Slam, allows him to leap forward, spin, and slam his sword into the ground, marking enemies and shredding their physical armor. There might be a bit of a skill gap for landing this ability, but there is a payoff as Bayle also gains bonus movement speed while moving toward marked targets. If we're talking about item synergy, any item with an ability on hit effect would work well for this. The best of those would be Augmentation, right? There's attack speed, which is also boosting Cursed Edge, health, and the passive works straight off this ability into your first basic attack. Finally, Bayles' ultimate, Kingslayer. I really can't think of a good item that directly synergizes with this one, so let me know in the comments what you think. Upon activation, Bayle dashes forward, and if he hits an enemy, both he and the target are launched into the air, He slashes 7 times before slamming them down, dealing percent health damage and area damage on landing. The Betrayer's Requiem Augment allows him to throw multiple enemies in the air with this ultimate, and to be honest, if it works how I think it will work, this is stronger than even Yurei's ultimate. The CC is through the roof, but we'll talk about that in another video, guys. Don't worry, it's coming. And that is it for this one. The full breakdown of Bayle, the Betrayer's abilities. From his chain basic attack combos to his low health Beserk windows. Yeah, he's going to be a problem in offlane for sure. The abilities don't seem to play too well in the jungle, and I can see how his lead would make him viable for niche support plays, but I don't know. Are you going to try a tanky build or a sustained focus build with something like Psionic Echo to maximize lifesteal and keep your combos going? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe if you found this useful. We got more Bayle deep dives coming, so stay tuned.